The Veiled Precursors and WINNOWER, an astronaut using Prismatic, destroyed and corrupted ghosts. A look at the Witness's homeworld. Let's jump right into these mysteries. We talked about Zavala the other day, but today I wanted to focus more on the Witness and Precursor aspect of the trailer. We slowed it down a bit, but now it's clear that Zavala is seeing a flashback of the Witness's homeworld. As the traveler departs, you can see the pyramid and city in the background. In another clip in the same location, a light is seen on Zavala's face, reflecting off a shard of darkness or piece of glass. The shard is being held by what looks like a member of the Precursor species. From Season of the Deep's cutscene where we first got a look at the Witness's species, they seemed to wear similar clothing, except the face was exposed back then compared to covered now. In the launch trailer, the beings are fully covered and appear like the veiled statues seen across Seoul. So Zavala sees the homeworld the moment the Precursors became the Witness with the Veil, Traveler leaving their home planet. Throughout the vision, the Witness wants him to join its side. It speaks to him as the Precursor bodies turn to dust, symbolizing that transformation into the Witness with the veil behind the being itself. I believe all of these veiled beings are just members of that Precursor species or symbolizing them. They do appear different than the Deep cutscene, but maybe the veil again implies they are changed thanks to the veil itself, and are now combined into this haunting force of one being. The ones Zavala sees in the homeworld with the pyramid shard or piece of glass also representing that change. I've heard some crazy theories regarding the WINNOWER from just this image, but there's nothing to back that up yet. Things could still happen unveiling-wise in the final shape, but this is just the Witness's species showing Zavala, hey, this is what happened to us because the Traveler left. You should feel bad for us. You should want to join our side. The WINNOWER thought does intrigue me though for the final shape, as we've discussed before. Gardener and WINNOWER existed together in a garden, much like the Traveler and Veil were once together. WINNOWER discovered the first knife, which many believe to be the Witness, implying the WINNOWER is a separate entity. It could exist, but given this is the end of the Light-Dark saga, the sole focus should be on the Witness. I do hope we get more moments like this cutscene though in the expansion, explaining the early days of the Witness and how it formed. The Collector's Edition does give us tons of lore, speaks about factions among the species that believed in different things, different ways to achieve the final shape. In the end, the Penitent and Consensus would form, and you know the route they took. The Witness now seeks the light inside the Pale Heart, and although it's here, has been here for over a year, it hasn't done it yet. Was it just setting up its plan? Does it actually need a god killer to get the job done? Why recruit all of us now? This also makes me wonder about the veiled statues we've seen throughout the years, some of which we've communed with like in Shadowkeep, like when we acquire Stasis on Europa.
I just want you to know, I'm here with you, through light or dark. We're partners. Always.
Were those just extensions of the Witness and the Precursors, made to represent them and their past? Clarity Control, the statue on Europa, spoke to Clovis. So the statues clearly have a purpose for the Witness while also representing the symbolism behind the being. Humanoids veiled to forget their previous selves, and possibly a representation of the shape they seek. With this cutscene regarding Zavala, I also want to point out something one of you mentioned in a comment in my previous video. There's a scene where Zavala is getting pulled back by a bunch of hands. At first we thought it could have been the Witness, Precursors, but it seems to be the hands of Crow, Ikora, and Cade. So what could be happening here is this: enters this area, this black liquid, he puts his hand in and sees this vision. Ikora, Cade, and Crow were right behind him, so he goes in, experiences this vision from the Witness, and then maybe the three of them pull him back out of this liquid, bringing him back to reality. There are also some other shots I missed that have some more symbolism. This one, many thought was an astronaut, like from the first mission to Mars to meet the Traveler, Jacob Hardy, and all of them. This could be true, but it could also be Zavala with the armor he woke up in when first becoming a Guardian in Zavala's Prelude. It's hard to tell. There does appear to be a helmet and a backpack like those astronauts, so if it is them, it could just be some more symbolism. The more I look at it, the more it does look like an astronaut, and the next frame shows prismatic. Maybe this represents that this was all destined to happen after all these expansions and years, prismatic and the final shape. There's an article that discusses the original cutscene and the changes in time and timelines in this specific area right here, which I thought was interesting. There also seem to be similar environments, but with a complete and corrupted versions of a ghost, a dead one that lies in the sand. But Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. Sometimes when I look at these trailers, they just released, I make a video on them and try to point things out, but as some of you comment, and over a couple of days, things become more clear of what actually might be happening. So it's fun to go in here, decipher the frames, and try and figure out the possible story of what's happening. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.